What's up, everybody? This is the Jedi. It's late, and I also have taken some sleeping pills so that I can get some much needed sleep. So I'm scruffy. I might be a little lethargic, but the mind is powerful. Yeah, two things that I wanted to bring. One is older. It's an older piece. But I always tell you, if we've not talked about it here on this channel, it ain't old. It's new. I'm saying, I don't care if we talk about the War of 1812. If we haven't talked about it, it hasn't been discussed. Period. And so, the main thing I want to talk about is the census. I've mentioned it in previous work. The urgency on the issue is growing. But before I talk about that, I want to talk about this issue of this Sam Smith person, who I was aware of several months ago had made disparaging remarks about Michael Jackson. This can't be allowed. I saw it, I ignored it, it meant nothing, whatever. I also know that Stephanie Mills had a response to it. That perked me up a little bit at the time because I've met Stephanie. She was gracious. Like, I didn't just meet her, I spent time with her. And she is someone who is worthy of the highest respect because she's been around forever. She's never embarrassed us as a culture. She's never done anything that we just go, oh my God, shut up, Stephanie. So her words have weight. You know, it's kind of like when Stevie Wonder spoke out about Eminem, called him a name and everything. That has weight because Stevie is not someone who is scandalized. He's never embarrassed us. He has been really a source of pride for our people as long as I've known him. And so this Sam Smith person, again, why this becomes relevant to the Jedi now is because I didn't really know who Sam Smith was. I couldn't pick him out in a lineup. He doesn't owe me money. We're not friends. You know, I wouldn't have any reason to know him. But there was an episode of this after the show, or Look What Happened or something. This Andy Cohen dude runs it. And there was Patti LaBelle up there, sitting next to this twit. Before anything was said, it was clear to me the visual was to give him black credibility. He's sitting next to Patti LaBelle, who is saying how much she loves him. I was sick for a month for that. And I don't know the chronology. Did the Patti LaBelle thing with him come before or after his remarks about Michael when he was on the yacht with Adam Lambert? Wonder what that was about. Adam Lambert, then this Sam Smith person, who I also did not know was an alphabet. But now I know. Which made it even more egregious, but it also says to you what I say all the time, what I absolutely understand, is this trying to merge these alphabet people whose only claim to fame is they sleep with the same sex. That's not really a claim to fame. You know, when you keep it 100, you know, in entertainment or in any field of great importance, you know, your resume matters. What do you bring? What's your value? You know, why should we care about you? Why should we give you this job, etc., etc.? And there is no claim to fame for this dude other than trying to recreate, as they do in every generation, every so many cycles. They try to put out some mediocre looking ass white dude who they've worked with to sound like somebody black, and then present that to an audience and go, oh my God, he's amazing. They're pushing him at the same time they're denying, like Tyrese, who is carrying the torch of R&B and soul music, being the vanguard, trying to save it, you know, because he understands what I understand, the cesspool of nothingness. There's no talent, there's nothing inspiring, nothing makes you shake your tail feather, pop your fingers, twitch your neck, nothing. It's all garbage. And there he is, being coddled and given legitimacy by, of all people, Patti LaBelle, who is one of our queens. We love her. She does no wrong. Nobody sings like her. She's 1,000 years old and can still holler. And I don't know if she recognized that she was being used. You know, but again, it goes back to this, we just love everybody, and, you know, that whole Christian philosophy of loving your enemy. You know, I say and I say again, everybody, I've never seen a rape victim go and cozy up with their rapist. I've not seen it. And yet we always are eager to cozy up with the oppressor because we've been psychologically fucked into believing that they're not all the same. No, this one's different than the rest, you know. And I'm a rational person. All cobras are the same. I don't want to, just because you see one that they've tamed and he's dancing up out of the basket, nah, that's still a cobra. And its natural instinct is to strike and kill whenever it feels threatened. And because we don't have their instinct, we don't know what sets them off. Nobody's ever jumped into a shark tank. Well, they're not all going to bite me. All sharks aren't bad. There's things that you rightly and sanely need to paint with one brush. One. And this is one of them. The moment. But Patty's a Christian. The moment. Even if she didn't know who was going to be on the panel with her. Once she showed up and saw this dude, she should have been like, contract over. Contract over. We're done. We're done. I don't need to see this dude. I don't need to see him. And more than anything, you're not going to have me sitting up here as some black prop to give him credence. You know? Ironically, the thing that set the firestorm off was he was on this yacht with Adam Lambert, and Michael Jackson's Human Nature song came on, and he mentioned that he doesn't like Michael Jackson, but he likes the song. Any way you're going to phrase that as an African person, I take that as high disrespect. That's high crimes and treason. You understand? Because there is nothing on earth to dislike Michael Jackson for. You see? But people fear what they don't understand, hate what they can't conquer, you know? And in the case of white people, anything that they will never be, they especially despise. You know? It wasn't about whether or not Michael was guilty of the charges against him. They knew he wasn't. It was just an opportunity for them to try to tear down something that represents another barrier of greatness that we have achieved that they will never achieve. Hear this. As long as you and I live on the earth, no one will ever outdo what Michael Jackson has set the bar for. It can't be done. It can't. And if it's going to be done, it has to be him being resurrected from the dead and coming back and continuing his work. He's the only one that could top his own stuff. Even imagine doing it. Most people can't come close to his most simplistic performance. You know, Motown 25, when he did the moonwalk, it was a simple performance. There was no pyrotechnics going off. There was no wind. There was no smoke. There was not all the drama that we came to see Michael develop. That performance was a simple performance of a song that was already loved. And Michael came out and put a performance to it. It's just him. And he murdered. He murdered. No Sam Smith, who was a British dandy and an alphabet, you know, that's the scope of what you are ever going to be, you know, because Michael Jackson understood great artistry, but he also understood great marketing. And what he also knew is the less people know about you, the more intrigued they are with you. So he banked on that. Think of the courage it took to go from last time we saw you was Thriller. Boom. Bad comes out. You're beige. Anybody else, that could have been a career killer. But with anything in life, it's not always so much about what you do, it's how you do it. Michael did it with a bold face, and that's it. It's like, this is who I am, accept it and love it, and that's it. And we did. I did. So it makes me sick, but it also is because we continue to let the door stand open. The enemy feels comfortable coming in, you know. He should have known, especially someone who's trying to be marketed to a black audience, you definitely don't speak on the king of everything. The greatest entertainer the world has ever known, the most famous human being ever recorded in human history. No star brighter than Michael Jackson. None. None. But you see, their evil goes hand in hand no matter what sector you look at or what's happening. And this is another example, because the main thing I wanted to talk to you about was this census that's coming up in 2020. And it proves out what you've heard me say a million times. They've always lied about the number of white people in the country. When there's 3 of them, they will still contend that they're the majority. I promise you this. Not because I'm brilliant and because of what I say, but because I watch their ass and this is what they do. So already they're putting out this could be the most inaccurate census since 1990, and it affects mostly blacks. And I never heard this term Latina X. Like I have no idea what it's a new term being rolled out, and I don't know what it is. Latina X, Latin X. I can't. But this is deliberate. So they can say, well, the count was so inaccurate and there were so many problems, there wasn't funding, and they'll have all this list of bullshit, distractory, look the other way language type stuff, while ending up with a result that, yep, we're still the majority. Because all the evidence and predictions show that they have and they will, again, overcount the number of whites. Yet, the models all point to them dismissing at least 1.4 million African people, another 1 point something million Latinos, and then you get to the Asians, etc. It's when the truth is told. This is why I love the truth so much, everybody, because it's like throwing a grenade at a pile of bullshit. I love that. Like literally and figuratively. Throw a grenade at it. If that's what it takes. And they lie until the people rise up and say bullshit. They were so militant with it the last time I had a fat black dude come to my door. I was looking through my peephole. He had the glasses. He was 600 pounds overweight. He needed to die. And he had the audacity to be forceful with me. Well, I'll mark it down that you refused. I go, your fat ass can mark whatever you want to, bitch. I'm a sovereign human being created by the divine, and I don't need to answer any questions you have for me. Not only that, you're a Sambo and a puppet because white folks make it their business. They're obsessed with us. As I speak to you, they're studying us on some other level about something else now. You understand? They have to know what we're doing and where we are and what our numbers are and what we're thinking and what we're saying. That's the only reason why they want to be a part of us. Because they need to be up close, you see. Think back with the Nation of Islam, just as one example. They knew they wouldn't allow in white folks. Because you never do that. If you're planning any success of your people, don't include them. And they were betrayed. They realized they're never going to let somebody white in. Quick, let's pick somebody black, make a deal with him to make his situation a little easier because he had legal problems. And you will go in and be the informant for us. And he became the right-hand man to Malcolm and was indeed the head of his security. And called the stand-down order the day that he was shot at the Audubon Hotel. I say to African people, don't answer the damn census. Keep them in mystery. You understand? Because it's really about counting us. That's what it's really about. Because we are the ones they're most obsessed with and we're the ones they fear. You see, even though, sadly, we never give them a reason to fear us. That's the thing that kills me. I'd rather be feared than respected, quite frankly. You see, fear is greater than respect. You don't respect me, you can treat me a certain way. But when you fear me, you watch your tone and you watch your ass. And that's a benefit to me. You understand? So it's like almost by default I get my respect. I just do. You understand? So this is a problem as I see it. But I would say we don't need to answer the census. Don't answer your door. You understand? Leave them in mystery. And they're obsessed with it now for two reasons. Because they know our numbers have been greater than theirs for generations now. And any data collected is just to use to their own evil agenda. You know? But it's better if they don't know the size of the monster that inshallah will one day be the very thing that strikes terror in them. You see, when they figure out how many of it is, then okay. But the best army, or the nightmare army for you to face, is the one that you don't know the numbers of. You don't know. You know, even when the Prophet Muhammad fought one of his famous battles, he was outnumbered by the enemy. But Allah made it appear to his enemies that his army was vast, and it struck terror in them, and he was victorious, you see. So, you don't ever need to give away all your information. And they will use this to further gerrymander districts. You know, if they know where you are, then they can slice you off so they can still, you know, especially Republicans. And now Trump wants to add this citizenship question. And that's being litigated, and it's a big scandal and a firestorm. But he wants to add that, you know, when there are many people here that are here, I'm not going to say illegal or against the law. I'll just say unbeknownst to the motherfuckers that are trying to snoop and know everything. This is Allah's earth. Anywhere I go on this bitch, I can exist there, and I don't need you counting me. You don't even need to know that I'm there. I exist. Because what's next? Are we counting the locusts on the planet? Are we counting moths and ants and roaches and rats? Huh? No, we're not. So I don't need to be counted. I don't need to. And the fact that everyone born here, you have a damn birth certificate. So miss me with you need to come and count me when your bitch ass has me on fucking file someplace. Don't do it. 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 So don't answer the census, everybody. Don't. Don't. Because many Latinos aren't going to do it because they don't want their status to be known anyway. I don't blame them. I don't blame them. You see. And this also serves as psychological warfare because, and not at our doing, but just because white people have the need to be so fucking nosy. And when you deny them that, that's psychological warfare. Because they're the only ones that get butthurt over it. We chilling. No, you don't need to know how many people we are. You don't need to. You don't need to. You understand? And there's other ways to gauge at least some semblance of the number when it comes to voting. You see how many of us show up. You know already that nobody gets elected without the black vote. The black people don't vote, it automatically is going to be a Republican president. Period at the end. You see? So their intentions are never pure. This is not for, they say it's, to make sure that government funding goes to certain areas based on their numbers and all this, trying to strike fear in you. Girl, if we don't answer, we might not get our stamps. Don't answer shit. They know where you are. Because if you on public assistance, they know everything about you. Like, I can't with it. I can't. There's a lot more I could speak on this, you guys, but I am so tired. And like I say, sometimes when I'm tired, and then I also have insomnia, so I can be tired and I won't go to sleep. I needed these sleeping pills today to just bring it down. Today is Saturday. I'm going to try to get off a live stream with you tomorrow so that we can open up this conversation more broadly, specifically about the census and then also the Sam Cooke bullshit. You understand? Because his career will be 5 minutes. You haven't even learned the art of longevity. Michael Jackson is the master of it. You understand? You always sit back and watch the greats. You don't dare criticize them. You are pathetic to speak. Like, who are you to speak on? You could have spoke on anybody else. But for you to talk shit about him is to say that you know something he doesn't. And by the way, the song that he made the comment to, Human Nature, is vocally demanding. It's very breathy. It takes amount of control. And Michael had that unique vibrato that he always adds. There's work in that song, dude. From the looking out, that's from the breath. I can't even do it right now without doing exercises first. Looking out across the nighttime, city wakes asleep as eyes, hear her voice, shake my window. But the whole thing is very breathy. That's a different performance. Like, you'll pass out from being lightheaded if you don't know what you're doing to sing that song. And he can't sing a single song like that. And he's a little twitching up and back I mean, I can't, dude. He's not going to be talked about in 2 years. Nobody will remember. Nobody will remember him. He's a flash in the pan to make some money. You see, let's try and get some of that black dollar by putting yet again somebody in front of them that sounds black. And I say, lastly, us as African people, when we hear a soulful voice that's not us, we don't support that. Because why do I need an imposter when I'm the original article? Why do I need that? Why? I don't is the answer. I don't. I'm the original. Why would I stoop to you? Remember Madonna? They asked her about Lady Gaga. Madonna understands her place, and she has peed for her status. She's been at it for 1,000 years. No shade to Gaga, who is talented, and more talented than Madonna even, vocally and artistically. But Madonna has something she doesn't have. But Madonna's been around longer. And what did she say when they asked her about Lady Gaga? I know, it just seems reductive. It was the highest shade being strewn. You understand? They're still cleaning up the shrapnel from the shade. They're still cleaning. There's still crews that are cleaning up the fallout from the shade from that. And honestly, I can testify, as much as I appreciate Lady Gaga's, some of her music and her artistic expression and stuff like that, I can testify that she absolutely copied a lot of Madonna stuff. Like, we already seen that. Madonna did it. She did it. It's been done. Even Lady Gaga's whole shock value thing, that's pure Madonna. Pure Madonna. Reinventing yourself and being something new, and people still loving your music. It's all Madonna. It's all Madonna. You know, in a lot of her songs, you play the track and you see, oh, there's clearly a Madonna sample, at the very least, going on here, you know. And then she even followed in the tracks. You know, Madonna had main songs that were big, bright songs. Then she would bring you down with some Spanish. Remember, both these heifers are Italian, so why you're doing Spanish songs, I don't know. But for Madonna, it was Quien es it was Who's That Girl? But in the song, she says Quien es la niña, and it's absolutely Spanish guitar, acoustic, all that. She did La Isla Bonita. Last night I dreamt of San Pedro. Warm wind carried on the sea, he called to me. Then Chijo te amo, etc. But Lady Gaga's answer to that was Alejandro. You're trying to be Bogdanovich. We get it. You know, those skimpy outfits and the grand entrances. And no shade, I'm just identifying, you know, like, because I did not like Lady Gaga when she first came out. And then I saw an acoustic thing she did. She was somewhere. And she did, whatever that song is. I'll be your girl, backstage at your show. Velvet ropes and guitars. Yeah, 'cause you're my rock star in between the sets. No vocal engineering on her voice, just her and that piano, and she murdered it. I'm like, she's talented. She's the truth. She's a musician. Changed my entire aura about her. So I have respect, you know. And interesting, they're both Italian and they have long names. Madonna is Madonna Louise Ciccone. The Gaga is Stephanie Angelina something Germanata. Like some long, like 5 minute. Anyway, like I say, I'll make this short, y'all. We'll talk about more about this in the live stream. I'm hoping to do something uh, tomorrow, which is Sunday. Uh, Monday at the latest, because y'all know how I get. But I just wanted to put that out there for you to begin to stew over and to, but specifically that census. And I expect your homework to be that you will read up on it, and so that you be prepared to be engaged in the conversation that we have in the live stream, you know. So with that, I promise you, you won't see it, but after I say, this is Jedi, I'm turning over and going face down. Like, face down. That's it. So, I love you all, and I'll see you soon.